under the scorching African sun, in a small farming village nestled between rolling hills and ancient baobab trees, a tale has been whispered for generations. A story that makes even the bravest farmers clutch their tools a little tighter when working after sunset. They say it began during a particularly harsh drought season. The village's most successful farmer, Kito, was known for his flourishing fields despite the unforgiving weather. While other crops withered and died, his maize stood tall, his yams grew plentiful, and his tomatoes remained red and ripe. The other farmers would often see him working late into the night, his silhouette visible against the moonlight. Some said they could hear him talking to someone or something in his fields. But whenever anyone approached, they'd find him alone, tending to his crops with an unusual smile. One evening, a young farmer named Amara decided to discover Kito's secret. She hid behind the tall maize stalks and watched. As darkness fell, she witnessed something that made her blood run cold. Kito wasn't alone. Shadowy figures emerged from the soil, their forms resembling humans but moving in ways that defied nature. They danced between the crops, touching each plant with their ethereal fingers, leaving behind a sickly green glow. But these weren't benevolent spirits blessing the harvest. As Kito walked among them, Amara noticed how his shadow seemed to fade with each step, how his movements became more jerky and unnatural. The spirits were feeding on his life force in exchange for their agricultural assistance. The next morning, Kito's farm was more bountiful than ever, but he had aged decades overnight. His hair had turned white, his skin had withered like dried leather, and his eyes held an emptiness that spoke of unspeakable bargains. The village elders say Kito still walks his fields today, though no one has seen him clearly in years. Sometimes, on moonless nights, farmers report seeing a skeletal figure moving through the crops, followed by dancing shadows that leave withered plants in their wake. They say success comes at a price, and some bargains last beyond a lifetime. Now, whenever a farmer's crops flourish too well during a drought, the villagers watch carefully. They know that unnatural abundance often comes with supernatural debt, and some prices are too high to pay, even for a bountiful harvest.